Alright, y'all know what it is. Y'all know what it's worth. Let's get this merch. Subscribe to the PDH Network. Alright, check this out, man. I'ma just get right to it. Hey, I know y'all know the news by now. Somebody sent shells at Yo Gotti's restaurant Thursday night. And it's messed up because that was the same time that he was having a family function. It was said that he was celebrating a business deal that he had with Jay-Z. So he decided to go to his mom's spot that he bought for her a few years back with some family and friends. You know what I'm saying? Let them know, hey, I just got a big deal and it's going down. Everything went well to the end of that. This was afterwards when people were congregating in the parking lot. You know what I'm saying? Like people usually do, you know, especially black people. You know, we gonna talk in the parking lot for at least 2 hours before we put off. So in that time, it was said that some guys got into it. And one of them was affiliated to Yo Gotti CMG. And the other one was, I guess, a regular associate. But dealing with that, one of the guys, they upped the burner and sent shells at a couple people, man. And out of that, 2 people didn't make it. They never gave the names to the suspects who didn't make it. So with that, we want to say rest in peace, condolences to their family. And it's messed up what happened. Because again, at a family function like that, where the person who's bringing money to the family is celebrating a big deal that he just had with Jay-Z, and this what happens? Come on, man, we got to do better than this. This the reason why I always say, hey, black men, we got to think before we take action. Because this should have never happened, man. And that's real. So with that, man, what you think about the whole situation happening at, you know, again, Yo Gotti's function and some associates get into it with some other guys and they up the burner and 2 people get sent up? How you think that's gonna make him and the rest of the family feel? Especially, again, the moms. She's the main chef there. You know what I'm saying? So it's like my son was bringing his associates to the place that he bought for me, and this happens? Come on, man.
It's lots of layers to this situation. If you think about it, you have the mother who is the chef at this establishment, but Yo Gotti is at the center of it. He is the one that established it and got the business connected so that his mom is able to run this business on a day-to-day basis. So if we think about it in that sense, this is going to have a lot of ripple effects on this business from here on forward, because everyone is going to remember this incident and the violence that happened. So we have to remember that the mother of Yo Gotti is going to have to really recover from the ramifications of the incident that happened and making sure that her day-to-day operation is not affected to the point where the business output is diminished. On a different level, we have to also keep in mind from Yo Gotti's perspective, everything's going to fall back on him because he is the breadwinner in his family. And this restaurant is based on his name, his establishment of the connections that he's made. And unfortunately, it is his guests within his celebration that ended up ending in a fatal tragedy where 2 were sent up in addition to others that were hospitalized.
But going back to what you stated, dealing with Yo Gotti moms, now she have to find a way to make sure that her employees, the people that come to a restaurant to spend money, that they feel safe. Again, especially dealing with something like this happening when nobody expected. You know what I'm saying? So that was just to let Yo Gotti know that he got to make sure he got the proper security that's there in the parking lot to make sure people is not there too long. I know you're going to have some people that's going to feel some type of way, but people have to understand that they're there to do their job, to make sure that nothing happens like this again. But even dealing with that, it's reported that the guy who upped the burner, he was caught. And not only that, he had sent a couple shells at the law officials who caught him. So the dude, he just had a real bogus night. You know what I'm saying? So again, the reason why I'm doing this video to let the people know out there that this has nothing to do with Young Dolph paper route affiliates. I know you got people out there that's saying, hey, you got this person and that person that's associated to Young Dolph that has something to do with this. That's not true, man. Again, it's already reported. The person who did it, he was caught. So as black people, we can't blame nobody else for the things that we continue to do to our own people. You feel me?
Because it really does seem like there was other dynamics at play. If we think about Yo Gotti being the fixture of the whole celebration and event, then we have to realize that he has lots of affiliates and associates in his crew that were also there attending with him, and we don't know what was going through their minds at the time of this event. Sometimes egos can prevail, egos can take over, and maybe a conversation started over the splits that were going to happen in regards to this particular business deal. We don't know if there were some grudges that were being held by some other people that were there and attending. We don't know if there was a conflict that arose as a result of maybe some discussions about the business deal. It's hard to say.
Yeah, so when I first heard about Yo Gotti mom's spot getting a shell sent at it, the first thing I thought was, what did Yo Gotti do? Matter of fact, what did his brother Big Jook do? Nah, I'm tripping. I forgot about they little guard dog black youngster. Y'all know he's always getting into something. Feel what I'm saying? And then it just took me back to, hey, maybe it's somebody that was affiliated to Young Dolph that still had an issue with your boy Yo Gotti. Feel what I'm saying? But again, those thoughts ran through a lot of people's head at the time that they heard that Yo Gotti's spot had shells sent at it while he was there celebrating a business deal with his whole family. Boy, just like everybody else, I was thinking somebody wanted Yo Gotti or his brother Big Jook. But the whole shells being sent at Yo Gotti mom's spot, it had nothing to do with Yo Gotti or his brother Big Jook, but somebody that's affiliated to Big Jook. It just brought me back to maybe some Young Dolph affiliates. They ain't get over it. They ain't get over Young Dolph allegedly getting set up by Heavy Camp / CMG affiliates. What you think about that?
You know what? It does make a lot of sense, because we have to remember back when the Makita's Cookie incident went down, there was extra security that was sent to Yo Gotti's mom's establishment out in Memphis for extra protection. Why was that? Because there was allegations and suspicion that Yo Gotti was involved in sending Young Dolph up. So with that said, if there was extra security sent during that time because of suspected beef between Young Dolph and Yo Gotti, then when this happens at Yo Gotti's establishment, it could send suspicion that maybe it is a PRE affiliate, but who knows?
Man, that's right. I do remember that. I do remember them saying that they had to send extra security at Yo Gotti mom's spot after Young Dolph was sent up at Makita's. That's crazy. That just took me back to that time, man. Because again, it's messed up to what they did to Paper Route Frank. So with that, we want to say rest in peace to Young Dolph, condolences to his family, and much love to all my folks in Dolph Land. Same thing goes to the people that was sent up that night of Yo Gotti's function. Rest in peace to them and condolences to their family. To let y'all know, I'm just glad to know that it wasn't. Again, it was a guy that's associated to Yo Gotti brother Big Jook. Feel what I'm saying? So that's why they said everybody who had the shell sent at him was between the ages of 31 and 38 years old. Because that's the ages of Yo Gotti affiliates and Big Jook affiliates. Feel what I'm saying? I'm bringing this up to say, again, I'm just glad that it wasn't a PRE affiliate, because we don't want the beef to rise again. Especially at a time where a lot of eyes is on Memphis because of all the undiscovered talent that's out there. So we don't want to take away from that by causing more distraction with some BS. This the time where a lot of young cats that's out of Memphis, they could finally get their time to shine. They could get put on. But like I stated, it's going to be hard for them to get put on if there's a constant beef between PRE and CMG. So that's why I stated, I'm happy that it didn't go down like that. It's still messed up again because this is black on black. This has nothing to do with no other group of people but us.
And it's really true, because if we think about the circumstance that brought all those people together at Yo Gotti's establishment, it was a business deal being signed, which was going to bring opportunity to all the people that were present and more. But when those business deals are being signed, people can't even celebrate it and come together without it being something that ends in violence and destruction. It really does kind of put a damper on the opportunities that can come to that location.
That's all we saying. We don't want to limit our own goals on where we should be at in life by acting a certain way. But that just let y'all know. Always be aware and always stay prepared. But hey, we got more in store. As always, y'all know what it is. Y'all know what it's worth. Let's get this merch. Subscribe to the PDH Network.